What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk fantasy on Egoapp. I will talk you through my predictions and the teams I'm leaning towards, and which players you can use and which ones that can be good for you in this tournament. So first of all, you can read about the GAMERS8 tournament that we're going to talk about on Egoapp's website page. You can read about the prices that they're offering and you can read about their point system. I really recommend you to do it. For example, you get points for a player's KD rating or their headshot percentage. Also, there are different phases and different features you can use. For example, you can put a captain on a player to get 1.5 multiplier bonus points on a player. You can also sell a player, like if a player you have is out of the tournament. So you can make some different strategies here. And you may wonder why you should listen to me, and that is because I have won multiple, not maybe I won something, but I have multiple top 3 placements, so I have won many prizes. For example, I just got home actually a new headset, and that is really good. I haven't really used it yet, but I will, and it was really necessary because I had this SteelSeries headset before, and yeah, look at this. Oh shit. Yeah, as you can see, I need a new one. So yeah, going into the predictions here, I have already started. I use pick stop here. It's really good. You can use your predictions here. So first of all, I just want to say that it's a single elimination bracket, and this bracket is really hard to predict because it's not so forgiving. When a team is out, it's out forever. But first of all, if we go start from the top, we got Heroic versus Falcons, and of course Heroic, this should be like the easiest first match that is here. So I will give it 2-0 to Heroic just because they're a stable top 3 team in the world. Later on we'll go down to Apex versus Gamer Legion. Here it's I think it's a little bit more of the 50-50, but I will give it to Gamer Legion because they showed some highlights in Cologne. And Apex I haven't really seen with their new player Kakanito, but I think either team could win here. Going down to Cloud9 versus Fnatic, again at Cologne we saw Fnatic win versus Cloud9. I don't think just because that happened it will happen again. On paper Cloud9 have the better players, but it was like they had Buster, you know, in Cologne, and then Exile suddenly came in, and now they got more time to prepare, and I think they will do better this time. Fnatic also got a new team, so but we'll see. I give it like 60-40 to Cloud9 here. Going down to ENCE versus Liquid, ENCE have some really good results lately. They went all the way to final, of course not beating G2, but they showed some good performances, some good individual skills. Liquid has been missing a bit since they changed lineup. Rainwaker is not putting up the stats like he did in his previous team. So, and Yakinder also got the in-game leader role. I do not like that. I think he should be a star rifler. So with that said, I'm going to give it either 2-1 to ENCE or 2-0. Now going down to FaZe versus Virtus Pro. I've seen Virtus Pro play recently, and I actually watched them just now. They're playing Aurora, which is a pretty good team as well. And FaZe have gone missing. It feels like FaZe, they have lost a little bit of their energy, so to speak. I don't know if like they got some psychologists now at their organization that will help them or something like that. But I've seen Virtus Pro and they look pretty hot, I would say. Not extremely hot, but what I've seen from FaZe, I actually give this like an upset. So Virtus Pro will win this, but I could be wrong, but that's how I'm thinking. Now G2, of course, winning over 9. We've seen 9 play a bit recently, not that convincing anymore. But G2, of course, convincing with that star performance from Nico, MVP at Cologne, Monesi playing really well, Hunter playing really well. JKS also had his moment, so G2 winning this 2-0. Furia haven't looked great, I will say. I just saw them lose a match against those 500 guys. And now we're looking okay. They need more time, but they have some pretty hot players. Of course, Simple. So 2-0 to Navi. Meeble haven't looked that good either. Just 2-0 to Vitality to speed this up. Alright, so and then quarterfinals. I believe Heroic have the easiest way in the bracket. So 2-0 for Heroic here at Gamer Legion. I think they want a little bit of redemption as well, because going out easy in the Cologne playoffs. Now, Cloud9 ENCE, I think ENCE will win versus Cloud9, and that is because they're a more stable team, went pretty far in Cologne. Cloud9 will need some more time, but of course on paper, extremely good players. They could win over ENCE if they have a good day, or they're sorted their things out, so to speak. So 60-40 maybe to ENCE here. Of course G2 keeping their streak. I don't see why they shouldn't win versus either FaZe or VP here. But G2 is like a team that you can easily take a map from, because Hooksy is not a great rifler and so on. So if they go to like his site, or you know, he's in a clutch or so, he, yeah, you know where I'm getting with this. Not, of course, putting it all on Hooksy, but yeah. So yeah, and going down to Navi versus Vitality, I think Vitality is really strong, and they want this now. They want as many wins as they can before going into Counter-Strike 2. 2-0 or 2-1 doesn't really matter for me. I just want to know which one team to win. Heroic versus ENCE, I think Heroic, I mean, of course they ended, as I said before, in the playoffs, but I think this time they are the better team. ENCE looked a little bit inconsistent at that grand final in Cologne. G2 versus Vitality, a really hard one, but G2 is looking hot right now. I gotta go with that momentum, so G2 winning this, and the same reason being here in the grand final. So this is my predictions and how I'm thinking. And with this said, I'm going to go into Egoapp and I'm going to show you teams that I'm leaning towards, okay? And that should of course be Heroic, G2, maybe ENCE, Vitality, and so on. So the first team I will show you on Egoapp is this. Now, one thing I'm always looking at when I make a team at Egoapp is value. Like value on a player. Like if JKS get 10 points for 200, of course it's better than a player like Hunter here if he gets 10 points. And since KD is so good and JKS is an anchor player, he usually gets pretty good stats, and he is pretty cheap right now. So, and he's on G2, so that's why I think he should be a pretty good pick on Ego. Now Yabi, of course, haven't put up that stats recently, but he is on Heroic. He got a nice headshot percentage, which gives you extra points. Man, I need some water right now. Okay, and he's also, I couldn't afford like Cadian or Staven or Shush. Of course, you need a budget player. Then we have Apex here. We got Hunter, another G2 player, and we got Tessus, another Heroic player. So in this lineup, for example, we got 2 Heroic, 2 G2, and 1 Vitality. So if we look here, you will have, that's how I'm thinking. Like, first look at your predictions, which teams, if you believe, not as me, like if Vitality goes to the finals, then pick 2, you could pick like 2 Vitality players here. The good thing here is that, let's say G2 loses pretty early, then you got a sell token, alright? So what you want to do is like, okay, this looks like a nice team, but what happens if Hunter and G2 goes out? Alright, he's worth 214. I sell him, and then I can see what I can afford here. Now I've looked this up earlier, so I can see that I can afford Simple, I can afford Robs, I can afford like Spinks from Vitality. Alright. Or the other way, like if you begin in this stage and Vitality goes out, you could sell him and maybe go Hunter or any of these other guys. So make sure you got that covered, alright? That you like, okay, if Yabi goes out, who could I buy? I think G2, like, let's see, you can't sell Yabi here, for example, and buy another Vitality player, because Apex is the cheapest one, and the next cheapest one is Magisk, I believe, and he's 211. So that's how it is, guys. Yabi there, alright. So this is like one example that I'm leaning towards. Now going into like my next team here. Pretty similar like I did before. To Heroic JKS. I think JKS could be like the most valuable player, but I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. Most probably I won't skip JKS, to be honest. But here, for example, I switched out Apex to Snappy. Snappy is a little bit better rated player. Get a couple more frags. Not that extremely like entry getting info like Apex. But if you believe Apex is going to the finals, he could be the better pick because winning teams get extra points. Alright? And here we see also you could actually get someone like Kickert. Because Virtus Pro, and I looked up Kickert's stats, and he has actually been really, really good in their previous couple of matches. Alright guys, so this is Gamer8 talking Egoapp. I love these guys. And you can download their app, and we got a Discord channel that I'm talking a lot in. We're discussing a couple of people and so on. And yeah, that's it. If you want to play on Egoapp, you could just follow the link. I will put it in the description. And as always, guys, thank you for the support. I hope you subscribe if you like it. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.